Right, there we go. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. So I can see here, Thrawn and Justin got to save the carrier trapped in a glacier. Sounds pretty awesome. Where can we find this glacier with the trapped carrier? Because that could come in real useful. Right, well, let's consider what we're going to be doing here then today, ladies and gentlemen. It shouldn't actually be too long of a turn. This one shouldn't be too bad, actually. Now, we do have a lot of our orders that are still going to be effective and still going to be actually useful this time around, so that's not an issue at all. Let's go turn the music down here just ever so slightly. There we go. Okay. So, of course, we do have our submarine I-7 just off the, well, about 80 miles away from Johnson Island. What I am going to do is actually cover the approach to Johnson Island here. I suppose we could cover it from, perhaps, further out. But, we'll see. I'm going to see if I'm detected, but then again, it's probably not worth actually trying our luck. So what we'll do then is we'll patrol further out here. And patrol further out at sea, cover a wider area, perhaps. Then again, we should probably cover a little bit further to the north here. Yeah, indeed, go to Alaska. We will be looking at a Aleutian Island campaign in the future, actually. That one's going to come up once we do have some additional troops basically freed up for the most part. Okay. You're heading out that way. You're heading there as well. Okay. What I'm going to do then is actually... See, we do have a lot of submarines that... Well, we do have some. I'm not going to say a lot because we don't. But we do have some submarines that actually do have a fairly decent amount of endurance, which is quite encouraging. It's nice to consider that at least we do have the ability, possibly even the reason to use full speed if we see the carriers on their way back, but we'll see how things go. The submarines are definitely going to come in handy here. So we are leaving behind 2 or 3. I don't know which one, where this one's coming from, to be honest. But we are leaving about 2 or 3 here at the rear towards Hawaii to actually try and catch his carriers on the way out. Now, I think it's going to be one of these things of where he is going to be pulling out, I'd say more than likely, tomorrow. I can't see him lingering here any longer. Though, what I do hope here then is perhaps he moves north in an attempt to actually try and hit the Marshalls. Play Victoria 2 Cold War as Rhodesia or South Africa. Oh god. I mean, I don't know about that one, but maybe in the future I might play some more Cold War Victoria 2. Okay. So of course with these forces over here, we do have an ability to try and cause a little bit of damage here. Now, ideally, the patrol boats, I mean, the thing is, these patrol boats, they're not exactly going to last long, are they? They're not really going to be much use in direct combat. They do still have some guns over here. Now, the ideal situation would be, perhaps they do catch the Americans by surprise and we're able to cause some disruption there. They're not going to do much. The reason for them being out here is really just to ideally try and cause some collisions amongst the US fleet forces. Hello there, Paul. How you doing? Okay. So they're on track. Right then, so we do have our submarines off the coast of Fiji here at the moment. Now they're going for like a fairly spread out patrol pattern here. Now, what I'm going to do then, because we have been observing additional reconnaissance around Savai, I'm going to actually bring one of my submarines to, just off the coast here of Savai. I mean, it's hard to say from which angle he could have... I mean, this is it. It's such a small distance. He's going to be approaching the island pretty much no matter what. See, if I move around this island here, there's probably going to be coast watches, but it's not too bad, actually. We'll just have to deal with it, really. I do feel he may make a play towards Savai at some point in the future. It's got to happen. Though we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to patrol just the north end of Pago. Something like that. That'll work out. Now, the good news is here Slight detection then on I-170. I'm going to say that's probably magic. His signal intelligence that's given us away there. Would it be a 1 out of 1? Okay, Johor Bahru, Johnson Island. Okay, so we are definitely seeing activity by Johnson Island then. So that's interesting then. I do wonder if Johnson Island is perhaps where his logistical train is. Of course, that could make a lot of sense there. Now, we do have you on station here. I think what we might do then... let's see. So we have I-2 here. She does have pretty good speed, pretty respectable, but she's low on munitions. I think what it might be more prudent to do then is potentially have them head further out this way perhaps. Though, it's going to be a difficult one, because obviously we are going to lose detection over the American carrier force pretty soon. It might be just more prudent potentially patrol around Johnson Island, which I'm going to go for. He's going to be able to cover a lot of distance pretty quickly, so I'd like to try and cover around Johnson Island, and try and set up something of a web there. We can see radar activity at Johnson Island. So it's unknown what is there or what will be there. But what we're going to try to do here then is just sort of brick wall Johnson Island to a degree. Make it difficult for him to head in there to the island itself, and yeah, try and throw a wrench in the works there pretty much. Now then, we do have a lot of our moves already planned out for us, which is quite good. It's a shame I wasn't able to bring the entire 24th Regiment, but at least we did get 2,500 of them out of there, I should say. We will have more in the future. We'll have the entire regiment in the future. Now then, I do have the G4M1 Bettys over here at Wake Island. I think what we're going to do here now, I suppose the issue is that they don't have the ability to use torpedoes. I almost thought that they could then for a moment. Yeah, they don't have the ability to use torpedoes here. The reason being is obviously they're not close enough to an actual headquarters to be able to do so. So it just puts it into an interesting position here. Now, for the American task force to move to the north, it would take them, I'd say about 2 days, at least 2 days to get here to Wake, give or take. So it might not even be worthwhile to actually have them here. Possibly so. Though, if we take a look at Wake, we have no ship in here. We really only just have a couple of aircraft. It might be just worthwhile, perhaps, take the aircraft from here, have them potentially sent back to track, perhaps, and try and guard track for the most part. Yeah. I mean, what do we have on the ground here? So we have we have the Maizuru 2nd SLF. I think it's just a partial force, yep. Other elements of it are Roynamur and in TF-82, so obviously the AMC over here. So it's not too spread out, some over here, some over here. Not too bad. Right then. These guys are actually set into movement here. All I'm going to do is put them on rest for the time being. Now, they're currently planning for Johnson Island. I would like to take Johnson Island in the future. I think it would be really quite good to do so, because obviously he is using that as a stepping point. It'd be difficult, but I think if we were able to take the island, leave something of a smaller garrison on the island, just really to deny him the use of the island. I mean, I have no idea what's actually on that island itself, but a small garrison perhaps. But of course, this is like outlandish at this moment in time. So we'll just hold on as we go here. Okay, Bimla, I'm sort of getting a theme here. I'm sort of getting a Rhodesian theme. Yeah, it's a little bit strange. So we'll move on past that one. Okay. So we do have the 5th base force over here as well. They're in good order. 468 infantry, 18 guns, 4,000 second line troops here. Now we do have some 25mm AA guns, obviously they're not exactly spectacular. But it'll be enough to actually make the island useful in the future. I may have the 4th base force actually, the 5th base force actually reassigned elsewhere in the future. But for now it's in good position. Its engineers will be useful in building fortifications of the island here. I think it is a island that is worth holding on to due to the fact that it does actually help to control this area here. The thing is, it's a shame that Midway is so far away, due to the fact that I can't really easily support it. We don't have any aircraft with that sort of range. Right. So I think what we'll do here then, let's take a look. I mean, the same issue applies to Pohnpei over here. If I was to base the G4s over here, they couldn't use the torpedoes. Right. So I do have the AMC Sumi Maru, I should say. These forces are unloading over here, and they can't dock due to the size of the port. Let's take a look at the range here. What's the range to Pohnpei? It's 28 hexes. So, I don't know. It's like in a full turn-up movement, he could be maybe somewhere in this region here. But the good news is if he heads to the north, he is going to be actually in the reach of our air forces over here. So that's quite good. I don't know, it depends really on how he intends to pull out of this area. I'm hoping that we'll actually get a second chance, at least well, technically the first chance, but it would be the second chance at a strike. Ideally that does pay dividends. I'm going to set up the G3s. So what do we have here? G3, G4, and some H6K2Ls. Yeah, I'm going to set them up. I mean, the thing is, running a night attack over here isn't going to be particularly easy due to the fact that we don't have the same amount of reconnaissance that we do with the marshals. And the reason why I'm going to run them in a night attack orientation is because there is actually a possibility he may continue to press to the west. It's something that we do have to bear in mind. I don't think he will do it, but I think it's something to really bear in mind. I think it'd be better to be somewhat prepared than unprepared. And there's always that chance that we do get to hit the carriers if they do move, so it's worthwhile protection, I'd say. Now, how we'll achieve this then? Of course, we are going to be going out with out anywhere near the amount of reconnaissance here. So what we'll do then is we'll increase this reconnaissance to about 50% here, while search to 50%, so 50% of the squadron will be searching that there. I'm going to have the altitude down to about 6,000 feet, possibly 8,000 feet, it doesn't particularly matter as much. But I'm saying about 8,000 feet. I'll go with 8,000 feet. I don't think it makes a huge distance. Well, huge difference, but maybe another 2,000 feet might help. We'll see. Would also be quite good then to differentiate them from the Marsh Islands, as we don't want to really operate at a uniform altitude perhaps. So is the overall strategy for the Central Pacific to sink the carriers and run wild? Well, as far as it goes for the overall strategy in the Central Pacific, the carriers being there is just an opportunity. It's not really part of any strategy that we have here. And of course, we are looking to actually fortify the Mandate Islands, though that one is going to take longer than normal due to the fact that we do have our commitments to the south. Obviously, those have to be balanced here at the north. We are taking a lot of engineers from the central area, I should say, down to the south, but that's fine. And the Marsh Islands and the Caroline Islands, they're pretty much, they have to be on the defensive. They have to hold, really. The good news is that we do have a lot of our land-based air power over here. Eventually, most of this air power, or perhaps 2 to 3 squadrons, will be sent south eventually over time. What we need to do here then is look to establish a series of air bases are able to support each other around the Marshalls, around the Caroline Islands, around basically the Coral Sea as well. We need a series of interlocking islands, really. The worst case scenario here is, let's say, for example, that we have all of our air power concentrated in Track and Kwajalein Island. Let's say he comes in here, he may be, well, he would be able to overwhelm the airfields over here one strike, perhaps. So what we need to do is we need to be in a position where we can have a few of our forces just on a forward island, let's say like Kwajalein. And then we'd have other forces potentially on Pohnpei, potentially on Truk, potentially even on Wake. Basically, we need them to be able to be shifted around the Marshall Islands and the Caroline Islands in order to carry out strikes. We don't want to really go with concentration as such. Right, normal radius is 17 hexes, so that's good. At least the G4s have additional range here. So we'll set them up here. Actually, what I'll do here then is... We'll set them to about 6,000 feet then, I suppose. At least they're going to come in and approach from a lower altitude already, so ideally that means that they can get into an attack position sooner. Though, no, we'll stick with the 8,000. I think the 8,000 works fine. It's low altitude anyhow. Now, what I do have here is I do have... Right, so there's two G3M2s over here. I think that's part of the unit on Reconnaissance, so I'm going to have them transferred over if I can do, actually. So let's take a look. Right. Order of battle is on Reconnaissance. Yep, there we go. Fantastic. So we'll have these bad boys transferred over. Now, currently, two of them aren't ready to move as of yet. One will be ready tomorrow, and the other one the day after. But at least we do have two that I can transfer over to Reconnaissance today. There we go. So they're going to combine over there. Good, so that helps us by reducing the actual strain over here at truck. Although we do have a lot of aviation support, we don't have a great deal amount of support over here at Reconnaissance. But the good news is this will mean there's an additional 2 planes to ideally join in on the raid. So that brings us up to 66 aircraft are able to participate in the possible raid here. I think what I'm going to do here then is actually change this. So what we'll do then is go back to our day operations. I'm going to assign about 10% of the squadron here to actually patrol. The reason for that is on these larger squadrons it's not a big issue. But I'd say it's worthwhile as it might give us a chance to actually locate them using this squadron only. We did see that our bombers didn't fly out last turn. I mean, as far as I can tell, let's take a look. What's the name of these squadrons? So, the Cheetos KUK. It might have been due to the weather. It might have been due to the weather. I'm not really seeing anything here. We didn't see them set out, so it's unknown really what happened there. So there, Jatsy, how you doing, my friend? I finally catch a stream and I can't even watch it fully. Haha, damn. Well, good luck. Yeah, definitely good luck with that, my friend. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Private pilot license is pretty awesome, dude. Wish you the best, and I'm sure you'll be able to ace it. I don't think you have any issues there. But to answer your question there, Shannon... What we're doing here in the area then is we have the G3s over here, as well as the H6Ks. The G3s are going to be running the night attack, the H6Ks are running the night surge. So there, Dobry, how you doing, my friend? So what they're trying to do here then is identify the carriers during the night so we can actually attempt to hit them. Now the good news is he's actually remained in location since yesterday as well. So we do have another H6K4 unit up over here, so 2 of them are ready, and obviously they're going to be participating in this action as well. So yep, that's another 2 here, they're going to be out at night. We could run some reconnaissance in the day, but the thing is they're going to be more than likely shot down by his combat air patrol, so it's not really worthwhile. These patrol boats that were over here at Tarawa, that did survive the attack at Tarawa, and the subsequent attacks, they're going to try to move here at full speed towards his carriers. Now, ideally, we can try to separate these forces. If I can actually really... I mean, the thing is, it's like, unless his forces are on absolute threat tolerance or high threat tolerance or something of that nature, if they're on low threat tolerance, we might be able to separate the carrier groups. Now, the best case scenario is... I mean, I doubt it. I doubt they would run from this. But if I was able to separate them, that'd be great. Because if I could try to attempt strikes on them individually rather than as a collective. Of course, they're not going to operate as a collective as such. It's like they share the same 40 nautical mile area, but obviously 40 nautical miles is a big area. I mean, that's a big old area, isn't it? 40 square miles, I should say. That's a big old area. So, there's always a chance that we actually can take them on individually, which is obviously what I'd like. But if we can try and cause some, well, chaos amongst them, that'd be great. That would be great. And I imagine he's probably going to be able to pull out here pretty quickly, so what I'm going to do here is actually try to anticipate that. Have them head out of there. I just need to try and get in amongst them. If at all possible, really. There we go. I'm kind of going the assumption he's going to pull back from this area. But we'll see. Okay. So these were the surviving ships. They're going to continue on their way now. It's good because at least that's another 1,200 tons of supply that was saved from the island. We do have you over here. You're heading towards Nauru Island at the moment. Obviously you don't have a huge amount of fuel, so you can go over there. These submarines are heading back. We can see over here that we do have the Naval raiders. So that's not too far away now. Which circle shows the movement limit of the fleet? Okay, so basically how it works is the green represents their speed at mission speed. And let's find another unit. One back and better show off. Right, okay. So this is their speed at mission speed. Well, the distance they can travel at mission speed. The yellow radius is the speed, well, the distance they could actually cover at flank speed, so basically full speed. Now, how it works is you'd move, as far as I'm aware, I think this is how it works. I mean, I get a little bit confused with the system sometimes, but basically we'll be moving here 4 hexes per phase, of something of that nature. I bloody always get it bloody wrong. Something of that nature. Oh dear. I mean, there's only really like one naval movement phase, so I don't think it's much of an issue. If we were like playing 2-day turns, obviously it would be a different story. Okay. So it's good news that we do have, yeah, they're not too far out here. I mean, that's the 4th Infantry Regiment, a engineer unit over here. I'm half tempted to have the engineer unit possibly sent to Tulagi. It wouldn't be too bad. Now, what do I actually have over here at Tulagi? I don't have any supplies, so they'd kind of be sat there twiddling their thumbs. But having that engineer unit down here, possibly one of the New Hebrides Islands, would be quite good. Or even at Comac itself, actually, would be quite good. Yeah, it really gives us a little bit more there to use to build up, which should be very nice. Okay. Yeah, the written test shouldn't be too hard. That's good. We'll touch on the Hermes shortly, actually. We'll go over that one. But let's take a look at this then. So, it's only Amagiri that is lacking the endurance here. Of course, we could take the endurance from the other ships over here. I may have them just make their way directly to Comac. It's about 20 hexes, so it's not going to be too long, to be honest. It's not going to be too long until we have a 2nd regiment over here. Now, I am nervous about that force due to the fact that it is actually on its own. We do have some elements of the 52nd Naval Guard here as well. So there's the light cruiser Kashima and the Osaka Maroon. I'm somewhat tempted to have them go and join this force and combine, so at least they come in together. But it would slow them down. It's a tough one there. Yep, you're heading in here now. So the good news is, let's take a look at this then. So we have our invasion force over here, so that's about 1,400 men, just shy of 1,500 men. That takes us to about 1,700 men, so I'm just going to combine these forces here. Right, okay, so you've been, of course, detected. So what I'm going to do here, then, is have you... See, the thing is, let's have a look at this. You're an amphibious. Okay. See, it's a tough one, because I want this force to come in first. I don't know what we're looking at over here. So, it might be worthwhile to land. Might not be. Will not arrive here, though, as far as I'm aware. Or we might just make it. Hard to say. 1, 2, 3. So that takes us about there. But it is suggesting further movement there. We could possibly make it in here. We'll see. I'm half tempted to say with the actual light cruiser here, just hold off. But the thing is, I don't know how big this force is. It might be worthwhile just to get these men ashore. And then at least we do have men ashore and we can actually begin the fight then. But then again, they might get beaten up. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'll have them combine. Or at least... Well, what we'll do here then is I'm going to have them... we'll have them actually land at Bellep Island, actually. Yeah, we'll have these men land at Bellep Island so we can take the island there. At least then I can run the reconnaissance here, and our forces will arrive tomorrow, which is obviously what we want. So we'll take a look here at the float planes. Now, what I'm going to do here is, what do we actually have in terms of float planes? So, oh, right, so it's just the... Yeah, it's just these guys. So what I'm going to do here then is go with the reconnaissance. About 10,000 feet. They're going to perform reconnaissance over Comac. So, I think that's the better move there, really. I don't know how strong that force is at Comac, so I'd rather go at it with the larger force, rather than the smaller force where it might actually take some damage. More than really needed. But Bellep Island is going to be required as well. We don't have much in the way of detection there, but it looks as if it's empty. But taking it'd be nice. Obviously there's not going to be anything here, so what we'll do then is we'll take the island, we'll just begin to immediately load up afterwards and then just land at Comac. But at least then we're able to pull off additional reconnaissance and land here in force. Okay. Destination is truck. Okay. Yep, I'm looking forward to when we can actually make it to truck. Right. So if I have them sent directly to truck, let's take a look at that actual path of travel. Yeah, so it's that way. That's fine by me. I wonder if they might not have moved due to lack of operation points, perhaps, or, I don't know, some sort of issue there. I'm sure it was something like a force. I might have actually just forgotten to remove it, but I'm sure we get, I don't know, it's one of these things. We'll just call it a little bit of a interesting turn of event, I suppose. No major issue. I'm half tempted to dispatch the third attacker over here. But what we can do then is I do have the escort Ishigaki. And this force is actually pretty quick, I'm not going to lie. It might be worthwhile to have the Amagiri head out here to Tulagi. And then have another destroyer with more fuel potentially meet them. But then again, they're going to make some good progress. I mean, Kidabutai will be round about, like, here, and then obviously they'll be within range. So, this is great. So, we'll have 5,000 men land in the not-too-distant future. It might even be that if we're able to assemble a large enough force that we actually hit Numea directly. We'll see about that one. It really does depend. I am waiting on the 21st Air Flotilla to arrive. Right. Time it is not allowed. Your home port is in fact Luganville. How many victory points is the island worth? Just above Comac. Oh, this one's worthless. It's only 2 points, but the thing is, it's one of these things where we'll take it, and so at least we can actually get some forces landing, and then I can secure the island the turn after, and then obviously the turn after that we'll have them begin to load back up, and then probably the day after they'll be in Comac. It's just I'd rather not hit Comac without having an idea of how many men are here, and of course we can run some additional concerts in the meantime. But as far as it goes for Numea, if there is about 3,000 men, which is still a great force, don't get me wrong, we might be able to build up enough troops to actually take it on directly, but obviously that's never the... It's never the best way, is it? We never want to go frontally, because at the end of the day, it's just inviting additional casualties. So I'll have them head for Comac, and until we decide otherwise, we'll do that. Okay. Now, we do have you. Question is going to be like, what do we do with you? I'm going to have you sent over here to track. They'll be able to pick up either a mortar unit or something else that's quite handy. Can you explain the victory points? When do you win? How many points do you need? Oof. See, I'm not too familiar in how you actually... Well, let's say... Okay. So basically... let's go over to the intelligence report then. So, yeah, scoring. So there's points here for actual base control. So of course we can see here that the allies obviously still control the vast majority of their bases, so they're gaining points from that each turn. Now of course we do control some bases ourselves, so we've gained 2,600 points from that. Allied aircraft points lost 566. I mean, yeah, allied army losses. Okay. Strategic losses is interesting. So, I think at this moment in time, if the game was to end now, basically every 365 days, there is a automatic victory check. So I think in 1943, I think it's like, if your opponent has 4 times as many victory points, then it's twice as... Oh, it's something about the region. I think it's 4 times and 3 times and twice as many. Though, I think if the Japanese have something like twice as many victory points as the Allies, we can achieve an automatic victory. Obviously, that's really what we're trying to do. Thank you very much there, Palau. Love these Italian names. So if the game ended today, obviously it would be an Allied major victory, but obviously that should have been really. And the war's only just getting started, to be honest. Okay. Right, here we go. So now we have the 21st Air Flotilla over here. That's good. The 21st Air Flotilla is going to make a big difference. The question is going to be, where do we have it deployed? I mean, Luganville can be built up into a pretty nice sized base. Obviously, we'd have them transferred to New Maven later. Though actually, it might always be worthwhile to actually keep them at Luganville, as it's... I don't know, it depends really. I think we need to discuss that one when we actually get to it, but I'll say in the meantime, in the short term, we'll have them over here at Luganville. From there, it really comes under... Well, it just comes under what we actually capture and are able to hold, really. I don't ever intend to leave large garrisons. We need to remain pretty mobile, to be honest. That's what our strength is. What we're trying to do here, really, is just engineer a scenario where we're able to keep the islands over here relatively isolated until we're able to build up forces to actually take control of them. I don't have to take control of them as such, but obviously it would be very good for us if we did. And at the end of the day, this is all about denying him these bases and using them to interdict his supply lines. That's what we need. Okay, these submarines are still undetected at the moment. That's good. As far as I'm aware. So there, Hakon, how you doing, my friend? So what we'll do then is we'll patrol up and down. I don't want to remain too stationary just in case. It's always good to be moving just in case we miss something. There we go. Yep, so Kiributai we move now. What I'm going to do here then is surface combat, Kinagusa and Tatsuta. They're going to escort this force in. So follow. There we go. Okay, set them to... I'll say normal, actually. Probably normal. So what's the plan with Hermes? Yeah, we're going to get onto that one just in a few moments here. Not too long until we get onto that one. Right, so we do have the reconnaissance over here. What we are going to do then is actually go over here. So I'm going to change the E13A1s back to naval search here. Run them 70-30 at 6,000 feet. There we go. These guys are going to run that. Well, in fairness, actually, what we'll do here then... What's up there, Battling Geezer? How you doing, my friend? What we'll do here then is... All float planes are going to have these settings. Obviously, they're not going to have it to the same range. But what I want them to do is really have that sort of 70-30, just to try and reduce the amount of fatigue. That would be nice. I don't want to fatigue my pilots too quickly. There we go. What I'm going to do here then is, if it's not a Jake, it's going to be running night search for the most part. Obviously that low endurance craft will... I might as well use them for that sort of task. Yeah, there we go. That's good by me. Okay, so they're going to move to the north. Now, I do have my oiler out here as well, so let's take a look. Tanker, so that's unloading. We do have Yubari over here. Yubari's lacking on fuel. Ah, right, you're following Task Force 13. Yeah, that makes sense then. So I think what it was then, I think what caused the issues, I knew it'd be something like this, is it looks as though we'd set this oiler, well, this oiler to actually follow Kidabutai, but due to the fact that they were actually unloading, I must have missed that one. They didn't move out, therefore Kidabutai didn't move, because obviously they were waiting for them to catch up, so that makes sense. Now what we'll do here then is, I'm going to have them, so cancel that follow. What I'm going to tell them to do here then is, so you should be, by the end of tomorrow here in 118150. So what I'll do here then is take you as a commander. I'm going to send your home to here just so you don't actually bugger off. Right. Holy moly, thank you so very much for that Battling Geezer, man. That makes a big old difference. Thank you so very much, mate. I really, really appreciate that. That's awesome, dude. I do hope you're not putting yourself out by giving that much, because that's a lot of cash, man. But thank you very much, I really do appreciate that. What I'm going to do here then is have this actually escorted by Furutaka. I'll leave Yubari at home actually, well, on the island. Let's see. Not a huge amount of fuel here. We are going to be taking fuel from these actual bloody transports soon enough. Right. Hayati. Yeah, she'll do. So we'll have Furutaka. I'll throw in another destroyer here just in case. At the end of the day, we don't know what he has here in terms of forces, really. Right, so I'm looking for 118150, was it? So they're going to head out there. Appreciate it, man. It does make a difference. Okay, there we go. So go ahead into... Well, you should be about here. That's 118150. Ah, see you later there, Fron. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, ideally so. I mean, there's always a chance that we do actually get a strike on his carriers, so we do have that going for us. At least that is something which is a threat to his carriers and not a threat to our own carriers, so that's always a nice one. Obviously, we'll have to see how it works out. Okay. That'll work out fine. So we're unloading the base force. We do have our troops already here. They're unpacking, they're resting, was pointed out that we don't technically have to do that, but I think it's worthwhile just get a little bit of rest in there just in the meantime. Now, I'm not going to have a huge amount of time tonight, unfortunately. So I'm just going to get the things done here that I can do. As far as, like, what I'm going to say here about the actual Hermes and the Macassar Strait is, it's not worth it. See, we do have these submarines over here. I'm going to tell them to actually head out there to try and intercept the Hermes. Now, I imagine she's going to be making her way over here. So what we'll do then is actually try to head her off around there. Now, let's take a look. Yeah, shallow ocean. We need to avoid this area. We know it's mined. Now, how much do we have here endurance-wise? Okay, let's take a look. So if I head out here at full speed, it does increase our distance able to be covered. So I could be here. I just think it's worthwhile to just catch them on the way out. Well, on the way back in. I mean, I could do it, but it's a lot of fuel to be using. I'd rather keep them on station longer. He has some detection over here of I-156. Yeah. Right, I think we've... Okay. Actually, bugging it here for a sec. Due to 157 being closer, what I'm going to do here then is put her on full speed. Then again, bugging it. I think one day we can run... Yeah, we'll run full speed for a day here. So she's heading east. I imagine she's going to be heading back over here. So, we'll head about here. Patrol this area. Then spend the day there. Obviously what remains of the day. Right. Full speed, and then we'll have you head in the opposite direction here. No, we're not hitting Hermes. It's not worth it. We'll attempt to use submarines to do it, but other than that, we're going to be pulling out of the Macassar Strait. Yeah, I know I can kill swordfish. It's not the swordfish I'm really bothered about. That's the least of our problems, really. Right. Yeah, this is it. If we find her with these submarines, then she can be killed. Okay. I'm going to dispatch these submarines. We'll go for a full speed. Man, the I-122 is actually quite slow, but she's actually a pretty good submarine, actually. I think she's one of the ones that are very good at mining. Yeah, she can carry 20 mines there, which is a pretty impressive amount of mines, so that'd be nice. Yeah, but the thing is, Carl, we can achieve this using submarines, and at the end of the day, if we don't catch them... We'll always catch them with the aircraft in the future. Yeah, it's just... I mean, we take a look at this. There's 4 submarines over here. And we don't know what sort of air power he has around here. We don't know what sort of forces he has around at Java. There's a lot of unknowns here. So we're going to take the lesson here. We've managed to... I mean, in reality, we did manage to come out of this fairly well. Which is good, and we need to respect that. We've frustrated the enemy pilots over here. Obviously, they didn't get their kill. So yeah, we're gonna get the hell out. Okay. I'll have them head over here. We need to avoid these submarines here. So what we'll do then is I'm gonna make the way I'll make my way coastal actually. Avoid the open ocean as such. So if we take a look then, so coastal, yep, so they're going to hug the coast here. The reason I'm doing that is I'm hoping, I mean there's some ocean, deep ocean here. I'm hoping that these areas here are actually shallow ocean. What I'm hoping is that he'll think I'll make a beeline straight out here. Actually, where's the biplane addict? Yeah, I know, right. Okay, now as far as it goes for the Singapore Express, we're just going to pull out. We're going to head towards Naval. Yeah, he should be summoned by talking about biplanes. Right, low threat threshold, get the hell out. We do thankfully have a pretty good amount of escort ships, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to send them to naval attack once again. I've not got a huge amount of torpedoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them set to naval attack, but have about... yeah, we'll have 20% on ASW, we'll have 10% on search, 7,000 feet... Sorry, yeah, 10,000 feet, yeah, that sounds fine at 7 hexes, that's good. Okay, so we'll set all of the B5N1 to do that. Okay. The zeros... I'll increase the combat air patrol to 70%. We don't need to use the drop tanks. There we go. Okay. So I do have my zeros over here. 9 of them. Now, their fatigue is building. What is the fatigue on the actual airframes? Not bad, actually, that's fine. Okay, what I'm going to do here then is set 100% of them on long-range combat air patrol. I'm going to have them actually escort... Right, what's the range on that? 14 hexes. 12 hexes. They should be within range, and they should actually close in on that range as well, so that's good. Okay, so I'm going to go for about 18,000 feet here. They're still within the 16 to 20. We're a little bit lower. Okay. So we'll have these A672-0s actually try to escort them back home, which would be quite good, I'd say. Okay, you're heading back due to the damage. You're heading back due to damage as well. Thankfully, they will survive. Or they should survive. Okay, we have our 2 submarines over here. They're heading in here to Merrick. Well, Merrick. To mine. I'm hoping with this, I believe it's shallow ocean, but I'm hoping with this area here, at least the base at Merrick, I don't think it'll be mined, but ideally it isn't mined. We can get in, get out. That'd be quite good. Let's tell them low threat threshold, direct movement. Okay. So once they do accomplish their task, I'll tell them to lay mines. We'll tell them to retire. Very good. Now, actually, let's take a look. So we have I-153 and I-154. How many mines can they handle? 12. Sorry, no, just a... Oh, 8. I think 16 in total? I'm not entirely sure. It's either 8 or 16. But still, that's a couple mines. Yeah, there we go. So it's 16 then, so 32 mines then. Okay, so what we'll do then is we'll lay down 32 mines over here at Merrick. It's not very likely to do very much here, but that'll be alright. We can actually manage with that, really. What we'll do then is we'll just attempt to lay down additional mines here. It's difficult to say where else we could lay down mines. Maybe along here somewhere. Just, it's a difficult one. Okay. 155. See you later there, Jatsy, and good luck. I'm sure you'll be fine, my man. I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to begin to patrol this area. Yeah, you are right, which is why we're moving these, this submarine out, really. I want to try and get more submarines just along the entire, the stretch of the Java Sea and the Banda Sea. Really, if I was able to do so, he'd obviously think twice. The issue is I need to have submarines in this area due to the fact that I don't have any torpedo bombers here. I could do if I wish to, but the air cover at Singapore and over here at Singkawang, it's not particularly feasible. Okay, so our forces will be looking to arrive here next turn. Now, what I might do is instead have them land elsewhere. We'll see. But I think here, Zamboanga, at least that is actually going to deny him an airfield here. Yeah, I need to take control of these ports over here. Okay. So we do have some additional troops over here at Clark at the moment. Now then, they'll arrive tomorrow. They will arrive also tomorrow. They're going to arrive at Eba tomorrow. In terms of follow-up forces, these engineers are just... Yeah, these engineers are actually going to be extraordinarily handy. I'm going to need them to actually begin to break down fortifications. So I need to march them in ASAP. Very useful unit. So a lot of old engineers there. Make sure they're both heading out, right. Head to Clark. Clark and Clark. Right, you remain here, so we'll tell them to go into combat mode. Yeah, for the time being. Then we'll have them move in. Though, actually, what I'm going to do is actually have that unit head to Manila. In fairness, I can actually move it strategically. Though, what's the actual terrain like? Is it even worthwhile moving strategically? Yeah, I mean, we'd be moving into jungle, so we'll have them move strategically. Ideally, might save us a little bit of time. Right, I do have an engineer unit over here, but I'm going to tell them is to march also over here. I mean, we'll need the engineers to actually break down fortifications, so they're going to be quite handy. Obviously, it'll allow us to build up fortifications as well once we take Clark, and we'll be able to begin to repair Clark. Clark is a very large airbase. Be very useful. Not possibly useful, but it'd be worthwhile. Really doubt that. Okay, let's take a look at our forces then. Question is, do I launch a deliberate attack? I think we'll launch a deliberate attack. The reason for that is I want to continue to break down his fortifications. So we'll launch a deliberate attack. Now we do have some additional forces here, at least we do have some artillery to support us as well. The Reconnaissance are going to go in there, at least that is some additional mobile forces, that's always nice. We do have a little bit of extra troops here, so at least it's going to be something to help us. The question is it worthwhile sending them in? They're not a very large unit. It might be just worthwhile just to have them bombard for the most part, but then again, they don't really have much in the way. We'll send them in. It's always worth something. Send the bombers slash torps on Kibutai to SW. Yeah, we set them to 20% ASW. And 10% search. Okay, loading has been completed. We'll have you set out then. Have you head for Babal Dawab. Though, I think I was meant to have her follow the 56, but that'll be okay. Yeah, they're not turned on due to the fact that they were landed. But we'll do that. Right. I'll wait until we are fully unloaded. Which shouldn't take too long, ideally. And then I'll move that unit up. I'd rather move it up all as one. But then again, actually, bugger that. We'll move it up this turn to Manila. Yeah, so I'll move up to Manila. Also, the rest of the unit will arrive sometime after. It's not a very large unit, but that's okay. Begin to load this unit. Accept load. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to begin to load them, and then we'll have them transported over here to Laity just to help us capture some of these bases. Okay. I'm going to have these guys head over to thoe. Then again, I do have a fair amount of ships over here. I'll pull them out. Yeah. I mean, this is it. Right, take them all, and we'll send them all to thoe. Right. Head to thoe. Set the home port as thoe. It's nice, because I'll obviously need the additional lifting capacity. Did you check what size ports they can dock in with Hermes? The thing is, Hermes is a small carrier. She's a carrier, don't get me wrong, but she's not the make or break, you know what I mean? He can dock it basically anyway. He's such a tiny ship. And let's see here. Allied ships. Yeah, there we go. And she's not a bad thing, but she's not exactly amazing, is she? Don't know exactly how heavy she is, but I don't think she'd have issues. No, it's not worth it sending subs into the Indian Ocean as of yet. Okay, our force is going to land there. They just transported the Yokosuka. Southern Fleet Command. Yeah, pretty much. We'll catch her with air forces in the future, really. Right. Right, dock. Replenish from the port. I'm then going to have you... Right, cancel that. Never mind, then. Right. Load up the Yokosuka again. And do have a little bit more capacity here. Well, no, I actually can't. We'll take this unit then. I'll take it with some additional supply as well, why not? Yeah, then we'll have that unit sent over here to probably Malaya. What I think I might do is use these forces over here. And if I could, if one of these bases here is empty, what I'll do is obviously run Reconnaissance. But what I'd like to do is use the air landing forces and have them land in one of these ports over here. And if it's ideally empty or very lightly held. Ideally empty. Probably empty. And take possession of the port. Then I'd like to actually use barges to cross over here, potentially. We'll see how it goes, but if we could actually take control of that, that'd be quite nice. We'd have to be careful, because obviously we've got to bear in mind, he is going to have a lot more troops. He could move in reinforcements here to crush that unit, so we don't need to go in if it was actually a feasible thing, but I'd like to have the option. Of course, it would also be great to actually potentially even use them to take something like Kuala Lumpur. Or one of these other bases here. Right, the fast transport. Okay. I'm going to take these elements the 16th. Then again, no, actually, let's see. Not far from that. Okay. I'm going to take the remaining elements of the 124th. Verified load. Right. They don't need to travel at full speed for this one. Mission speed's fine. I need some additional supplies down here at Kotobaru, actually. But I'm going to have them sent in to take Kwantan. Yeah, look at that. We are taking some systems damage here due to that repeated use of full speed, so we do need to bear that in mind. Though, actually, what I'm going to tell them to do is no target as of yet. Just load these troops up. That'll work out. What I'm going to do is actually take some reconnaissance then. Three days, finally, and then we'll be able to get you out of here. Yeah, we are suffering here. By the summer of 1945, when the skies darken of, yeah, the Emperor won't know if it's a typhoon or a bombing rain, pretty much. Okay. Now, I believe that as far as the rules are concerned, I can only move 3 hexes out of Thai territory, so I'm going to stop there with the Thai forces. Right. What I'm going to do here then is reduce the amount of rest to 70, and we're going to run 30% combat air patrol here at this one base. Without any drop tanks, of course. So all A6M2s at this base, they're going to run that. Run them about 18,000 feet. Okay. Stand you down to rest. Though, we'll run a similar... There we go. Target being Kotobaru. All on training. That's good. Okay. These A6M2 zeros, I'm going to transfer them to Kotobaru. There we go. So we've increased the amount of zeros that we actually do have over here at Kotobaru now. Now... Size 6 airfield. We're still expanding the airfield. I may tell them to stop expanding the airfield. Yeah, I'll tell them to stop expanding the airfield. I'm going to tell them to expand the port, actually, instead. Now, the airfield itself can definitely handle this, so that's good news. Right, so these guys are Yamada detachment. Cancel that. Escort 3070 at 20,000 feet over Kotobaru. So what we're going to do here then is going to rest our A6M2 Zero squadrons, and what we're going to do then is possibly the turn after the day after that is basically I'd like to send out two of the smaller A6M2 squadrons as escorts along with the KA-43-1Bs, and then we'll send the larger A6M2 Zero squadron as a sweep mission beforehand, ideally try and take down some of his forces. We'll send in a single squadron of bombers, but basically we're going to go overboard on the escort. Can we bomber down again? We're trying to do. Yeah, probably so. Okay, these units are moving out. Okay. Move to typing. If it's strategic, it moves to typing. Definitely move the headquarters. th Division's gonna move. 21st Regiment moving. 42nd. Right, 14th Tank Regiment. th Independent. Okay, they're already on the way. Right, I need supplies here. Yeah, I know. We need these engineers. Okay, they're gonna go in. See you later there, Justin. Yeah, I'm not gonna be long. Maybe another 5 minutes at most. Okay, escort another Medan. 12,000 feet. We'll run them as well at 12,000. What's distance to target? Right, okay, that's reachable. I'm only going to send the one raid, even then that's still pretty difficult. So these guys will sit down. Or stand down, sorry. 100% rest. So what I'm going to try to do then is, if I can try and grab airfields closer to Singapore, what we might want to do is base our fighters pretty close to the front lines, and then we'll run the Ki-48s and the Ki-21s, try and like have it a mix of Ki-21s one turn and Ki-48s the other, try and really like balance it out with single squadrons going in, try and balance the losses really. We'll see. Right, these men, yep, remain on station. Okay. See, I do have... Is that a Reconnaissance Regiment? No, I must have saw something else then. 23rd Air Regiment. Well, AA Regiment. Okay. These guys are docked up, so I'm going to disband them because obviously they're not useful right now. March on Kukong. Few days, about 3-4 days. Deliberate attack. Now, what we are going to do here then is, let's see. I do have some Ki-27s over there. No, we should be able to finish this. Yeah, I've just got things going on at the moment, family issues at the moment. So I'm just trying to get as much done as I can on stream. Mostly just distract myself at the moment, really. Okay, let's take a look at these guys at Taihoku. Range is, yeah, pretty good. Okay. 12,000 feet. Over Wenchao. Send just one in. Cheers, mate. No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Okay, if they can make it to Georgetown, they can make it to Cuttebrew. So the K-44s are going to move over here to Cuttebrew. Finally be able to get them into action. Yeah, so just rest. The planes, yep, have a bit of fatigue obviously from all the travel, so they're going to remain on station. But they're going to come in handy. Just any additional fighters really is going to be quite useful. Okay, 56 is moving out. But what I am going to say here, ladies and gentlemen, is yeah, I'm going to finish the turn offline, but we have everything that we really needed to be done here. So, sorry about this one being a bit of a short one, but just some things going on. So, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting me here, and really do appreciate it, my guys. Ideally, we do get the turn back probably over the weekend. We'll see how busy THG is. So I'd like to wish you all a very happy Easter, and have a fantastic weekend, and yeah, see you soon guys. Goodbye for now.